watching Soulful Discussions.
All right, so hi, how are you doing today?
Good.
All right. How did you and I meet today? How did we run into each other?
Run into each other and at the mall.
At the mall, absolutely. So you were standing there, I walked in and I asked you
Yes,
about an
yes,
interview.
yes.
Do you remember what the interview was about? I gave you 3 topics that we're going to talk about today. Do you remember?
I remember mental health,
Mental health, yep.
and I don't remember the two.
So your thoughts about the subject of feet, like your feet?
Oh, feet.
Yeah,
Okay.
mental health, reflexology.
Reflexology.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. So let me ask you this. When you hear the word feet, what's the first thing you think about? What goes through your mind?
Feet.
Yeah.
Walking.
Walking?
Running.
Okay, all right. Nice. So we're gonna
Wear your shoes.
Absolutely. So we're gonna ask you a few questions about feet today. You just answer the questions however you like. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What about mental health? When you think about that, what do you think about?
Mental health is a very broad topic
Absolutely.
issue.
A lot of stuff, right?
Actually, I'm under it, so it's kind of
Okay.
like
Absolutely. So
I
we're
had
gonna
an
ask you-
experience. Yeah.
Cool. So we're gonna ask you some questions about how you deal with like anxiety, stress, things like that, and then I'm gonna tell you about like some things I've learned since I started my channel. Okay. And then lastly, reflexology. Are you familiar? Have you heard of that
Yeah,
before? Okay.
I actually in fact I supposed to take that class, but
Okay.
it's kind of like for me it's kind of like too much.
I see.
You have to like take care of someone else
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and yourself is like
Yeah.
tired.
No, I
you know?
definitely feel you.
Yeah.
Like you got to do a whole lot to get into that. Absolutely. So today we're gonna give you some information about reflexology. You just tell me if you think it's a good thing, a bad thing, however like that. Okay. All right.
Sure.
Let's start with the first question. How do you think we can improve mental health awareness throughout the world? Like, what's something we could do?
Mental health. In my own experience,
Mm-hmm.
I changed the way I live. Like I make sure I sleep. I cannot take 8 hours.
Yeah.
But at least
Yeah.
I'm aiming at 8 hours a day.
Okay.
But I sleep 6 hours. It's good for me
Yeah.
because I'm working. I'm a single mom. I have
Yeah.
kids. I have to, do those kind of stuff.
It's a
Then
lot of stuff.
I'm still in school.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm graduating on the 6th.
Oh, congratulations.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So I changed the way my sleep. I'm
Okay.
trying to like 10.
Okay.
I'm in bed.
By 10, you're like, I'm out. That's it.
I'm out.
No,
I'm
nothing else.
done. Even though I have a lot of stuff to do, but
Yeah.
I said no. I'm gonna. And then food
Okay.
you eat, like probably more on the nutrient side.
More vegetables.
Yeah,
more
vegetables
fruits.
and hydrate.
Absolutely.
Hydrate,
Staying
and then
hydrated. Yeah.
and actually I'm like going to get. I'm getting help from professional that
Oh, okay.
you need someone to talk to.
Yeah. So a therapist.
To
You're seeing
yeah,
a therapist
like a
right now.
therapist. Yeah.
Okay.
So those kind of things and exercise, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I love because the thing is this Neolithic like evolution is kind of like worse that
Yeah.
happen in humanity. But for me, if you do all these things that like stay positive,
Yeah.
then for me, in my experience, it helps.
Absolutely. That's good. That's good. I like that. Fill in the blank on this question, okay? The world would be better
If everyone is caring to each other.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think it sounds easy, right? But it's like
Yeah.
hard for some people to get to.
It's hard.
Yeah. Some people have that hatred, so it's very hard. If a friend or a loved one was like struggling with like stress, anxiety, depression, is there anything that you would say or do with them to like help them get through it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Most of the time, if some friends like, I take them for a walk, like around,
Yeah, get
around
out
the
of the
beach.
house, right?
Yeah, get out of the house and breathe, inhale, exhale,
Those
and
deep breaths,
yeah,
right?
deep
Absolutely.
breath. That's is very important.
Yeah.
I didn't like pay attention to it, but I tried it.
Okay.
When you like do your deep breath and out and
Yeah.
inhale and exhale is kind of like goes to your brain, like
Exactly.
your
Exactly.
oxygen. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is interesting because I played sports growing up, and one of the things the coaches would tell us after we ran, take deep breaths because it slows your heart rate down. It like
Yes.
allows you to be more calm. Like sometimes when you're like anxious and things like that, like your heart rate is going fast, your breathing like is like not in control. So just to do those little things can be helpful.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think because of culturized wise,
Mhm.
in Philippines, we walk a lot. We
Yeah.
swim.
Yeah.
We we don't even we have gyms, but not all people like going to the gym. But
Yeah.
it's kind of, I think the way we exercise now is kind of like not really helping us that much.
I see. I see. Yeah. So being active just naturally,
Mm-hmm.
like just having it a part of your routine, like
Yes,
walking and doing things like that.
walking, jumping jack for like a little
Absolutely.
one.
Absolutely. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of this question, you don't have to go too in depth with it, but you can give a surface level answer if you want. But what are some things that bring you anxiety? And then when you feel like you're feeling anxiety, is there anything you do to like counteract how you're feeling in the moment?
Anxiety. Oh, when I'm taking examination in
Okay.
school, I really like
The exams are
the
hard, right? Yeah.
and it makes me like fucked up.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So in school is I am in a special program.
Okay.
So because I was diagnosed for depression
Okay.
when I was still with my ex-husband.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it attacks me. Before when I was with him, I'm I have my anxiety attack every single day.
Wow.
Every single day. When he comes to the door, my nerve is like
Immediately. Like,
immediately.
wow.
Yeah. So the thing that I really like, I feel that it helped me a lot.
Okay.
In school, they giving me when I have examination, I have a accommodation
Okay.
to add my time, so I
Nice.
can I can like
So you don't have the time limit.
yes,
It's just
yeah,
like take your time and get it done.
mm-hmm,
That's great.
yes, and then I drink a lot of water.
Okay.
Yeah, I cut sugary
Yeah.
because I cut like mostly I have before I drink like 6 cups of coffee a day,
It's like
but
I gotta cut
now
that down.
yeah I cut it down for one or two.
Absolutely. That's good, man.
Yeah,
And that
that's kind
helps
of
out.
and
Absolutely.
I do my inhale exhale.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
That's good. If there was one thing you could change about yourself, right, and it doesn't have to be something physical, but if you could change like a behavior or something, is there anything you would change about yourself?
Yes.
Okay. What would you change?
Um, too meticulous.
I get you. I get you. Yeah. Yeah.
Because why I said that, because at home, so I go to work.
Yep.
Of course, when I get home, I see my house like when I pick up something,
Yeah.
that's it. I never stop. I'm gonna clean.
Wow.
I'm gonna mop. I'm gonna do everything. So I'm lost of track of time,
Yep. Yep.
and then I still have to do submissions to school,
Wow.
and my sleep,
Yeah.
the 10, I'm
You're up
sometimes
against
it's
the
like,
clock.
yeah. So I said, oh, that's the one I really want to.
Absolutely.
I just like I just want to do like just careless.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you
No,
know.
I definitely get you. I definitely get you. Let's get into these questions now. Fill in the blank on this question, okay? When I think about my feet, I feel. How do you feel when you think about your feet?
I feel great.
You feel great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it because like you can walk, you can do all those
Yes,
things
I
that you
can
talk
walk, and
about?
then I don't feel anything
Okay.
like pain.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's
But
great.
one thing is, I feel great because my feet, like what you call this? It's kind of like a dream. Like you have a goal that you can use your
Oh, I see what you're
feet to
saying. It can
go where
take you
you want,
anywhere. Yeah,
anywhere.
the
Mm-hmm.
destination.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. That's great. Let me ask you this: have you ever received compliments about your feet? Has anybody ever said to you, "Hey, I think you have nice feet"? Has that ever happened?
Yeah.
Okay. When you got a compliment about that from somebody, how did it make you feel?
Great.
Great. Well, especially because not everybody they don't take
Mm-hmm.
care of their feet, things like that,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which is like kind of why I started my channel for like educational purposes and
Yes.
stuff like that. Let me ask you this: in terms of compliments you receive from men and women, right? Is there a certain group you prefer to get more compliments from? Like, do you prefer them from men or from women?
it's not really important to me.
So to you, it's like the same
Yes.
no matter who it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But
That makes sense.
if it comes from women, it's kind of like I felt if I get that compliment, it's kind of I'm very fortunate to have
Ah,
a good
nice.
fit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that that's very true. I get that a lot.
Hmm.
In terms of compliments you receive, right? If you can think back like through your life, you received, I'm pretty sure, compliments from a lot of different people. Is there a certain compliment that stood out to you that when you got that compliment, you're like, man, that really made me feel good. It made my day. Was there anything like that for you?
Of course.
Okay. What was it? If you don't mind sharing. Yeah.
Well, are you asking when was it or where?
Oh no, what was it? What was the compliment that they gave you?
Oh, any or just maybe
Yeah.
fit.
So, cause like, no, just any compliment. Cause like for me, like when somebody tells me my energy, they like my energy. Like, oh, I think your energy is great. That makes me feel good. Cause it's like sometimes I don't feel like that. I don't always feel that I'm doing that.
I am a very happy-go-lucky person.
Oh,
So
okay. It's like I'm very positive. Yeah.
so at work, a lot of people like, dang, she is like, because they always ask me how old I was,
Oh yeah, yeah,
but for me, I don't care.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't care. My age, I don't care because
yeah,
you know, mostly Filipinos like we can hide our ages, but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but I said I'm golden, but
There you go. I'm golden.
I'm golden. So you just like imagine how old is that?
I like that. I love that.
But they said you don't look like,
Yeah,
those kind of compliment that you look young for your age.
that's
But
great.
I said because I think it's not. I don't think it's from genes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think it's from the culture where were from.
yeah.
And I remember because I grew up in an orphanage.
Okay.
So I the only thing that I remember about my mom, my biological mom,
Yeah.
every 4 in the morning,
Uh huh.
she would wake me up,
Oh wow.
and it's time for us to fetch firewoods in the
Oh.
forest.
Oh wow.
So every day we walk like at least 2 hours back and forth.
Wow. That's amazing, dude. And I can see why you say like your feet like the journey, right? Get into destination to
Hmm.
destination, right? You talked about getting ready to graduate soon, things like
Hmm.
that. Like without
And
that, it would be harder, right?
beside that, it's as I told you, I grew up in an orphanage,
Yeah.
and I work in Japan. I went into some other Asia part,
Yeah.
yeah, Asian countries before I came here.
Yeah.
So for me, it's kind of like the way I was raised
Yeah.
and molded, and I think I brought that
That same thing
same
with you.
thing with me
Interesting.
wherever I go.
That's lovely. That's lovely. Let me ask you this: how often do you get pedicures?
Actually, I haven't. I'm supposed to have an appointment today, but
Oh, you
uh,
skipped that on your appointment?
I escaped for my face.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I'm most of the time I just before I go like at least twice a month,
Twice a month, yeah.
but now
Maybe like once or.
once in every blue moon.
Absolutely. Okay. Let me ask you this: have you ever heard of a medical pedicure before? Does that sound familiar?
Medical pedicure,
Yeah.
like a podiatrist?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
because we do
Yeah.
it to ourselves.
Yeah. So, and this is the thing. Like a lot of people don't know about those. So I try to like when I go out give that information because to me it's very helpful. What a lot of podiatrists say is that like a lot of people ignore their feet a lot and they don't take care of them correctly. So going to see them helps you get information like, hey, do this. Same thing like with your teeth. You go to a
Yes,
dentist,
yes,
they
yes,
tell
yes,
you do this,
yes.
do that.
Yeah,
The same thing for your feet, and your feet are very important because something goes wrong there, you might have to get an amputation, something like that. So I try to go out and give that
exactly.
information
Yeah.
whenever I have a chance. Absolutely. Let me ask you this: how often you wear open-toe shoes like sandals and flip-flops, things like that?
How?
How often do you wear like open-toed shoes like sandals, flip-flops, things like that?
Mm,
Not very often.
not very often. Probably once a year when I have
Okay.
some like dinner.
Okay. So
Yeah,
special
it's
occasion.
a question. Yeah, a special
Okay.
occasion.
So
And I don't really wear those like high heels.
like high
That's the
heels and stuff
heel.
like that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I wear high heels, but it's like the flat one. Like
I
a
see what you're
wedges.
saying. Yeah. So what's your favorite type of shoe to wear? Like if you could pick a shoe, you're like I'm wearing that for sure.
Something.
Also, like
Something.
the Nikes that you got on, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm pretty sure because it's like comfortable.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like you,
comfortable and you don't feel anything. That's the one reason that I don't feel any
yeah,
pain in my feet. It's kind of
absolutely. That's great. That's great. How can you go barefoot, no shoes?
once in a while.
Okay,
Yeah, with at home.
at home, yeah. Have you
Just
ever heard of earthing and grounding? Does that sound familiar?
come again.
Earthing and grounding.
Earthing and grounding.
Yeah,
No.
it's something that people do to like meditative purposes, right? So you like going barefoot in like
Oh yeah yeah yeah
grass,
yeah
dirt,
yeah.
sand.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I do that in the sand
So you've
or
done
like
it
yeah
before.
yeah 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 yeah.
Have you felt a difference, right? When you took off your shoes, you go stand in like sand or something. Do you feel different?
It's
Absolutely.
kind of like there's something went into your from your feet.
Yeah, the energy.
The energy.
The
Yeah.
energy,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Mhm.
It's like energy surrounds us,
Yes
man, and
yes yes
everything,
yes.
right?
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
And it feels good. It's like you had a massage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially
Absolutely.
when you're in the heat of
Yeah.
the sand in the beach. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
that's why I try to go out and give that information
Mm.
because a lot of people don't know about that. That's something you could do if you have a front yard or backyard.
Mm.
Go stand in some grass and just you had a long day at work. Think about like what you're feeling right in that moment. Don't think about anything else. Just right now, I feel the grass is
Mm.
soft. I feel a cool breeze.
And
I
sometimes
feel
what
the birds.
I do, I get those like the bath mat
Yeah, yeah,
with
yeah.
with the like
Oh, with
the
the yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what
yeah.
you're talking about. Those are reflexology mats.
Again and
Yeah.
then I like walk back and forth.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. So that's like a thing for you to do. Like that's part of your routine. I'm imagining, right?
It's not part of my routine, but if I was like I'm home like alone,
Okay.
yeah, and I need to get out of my computer and
Okay.
I do that.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. All right. So now, in this moment right now, can we see what your feet look like?
Right now,
Yeah, right now.
I don't have my pedicure yet, but
Okay. So, oh, leave your socks on. Leave your socks on. Let me
there.
get you to just take both shoes off and then put your feet here.
Ooh, is that a no?
And then put them here. Okay. And then so let me ask you this: your toes they go from. Is your second toe a little bit longer?
My
It's a little bit.
second, this one,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a little bit longer.
yes, yes,
So, do
yes.
you know what that's called? Because there's different type of toe alignments for everybody. Okay, that's called a Greek toe. It's like a Grecian toe alignment. Yes,
Greek.
Greek toe. Yeah, absolutely. So, like, there's different toe alignments for everybody. There's some that are called Egyptian. If your
Uh huh.
bigger toe is longer,
Uh huh.
it's an Egyptian toe alignment because it kind of goes like this. There's called a Roman. There's a
Oh, really?
Norwegian. Yeah,
That's a
there's
very nice thing
different
to
types of
know.
things.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, let me get you if you can feet out straight and then toes up like this. All right, and then okay, you can take your socks off now. You said you haven't had a pedicure, but we're not here to judge. Nobody's
Yes.
judging
No
you.
judging.
Absolutely no judging. And this one too.
No
Let
judging.
me have you put it down flat again, like this.
Fine.
Flat. Yeah. Okay. I was saying they're natural right now, and so we can
Mhm.
see, like you said, your toe
Mhm.
line. Looks like
Yeah.
you take very good care of them. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay. Cool. Now let me have you go out straight again, like this. All right. Cool. All right. So let me ask you this. We've been talking now for a little bit. You
Mhm.
got your feet out now. How are you feeling in the moment?
I'm a,
You feeling good?
I feel fine.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, and let me you leave your feet out. We're gonna go through a couple more exercises, okay?
I'm
Yeah,
not.
yeah, leave them out. Leave them
Oh,
out.
leave
Okay,
them out.
okay. And
It's
so,
cold.
yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, you can put your socks on just in here, but I have a couple more things to go through
Okay.
with you. Okay. So, let me tell you about the mental health what got me started with my channel. Why I started this.
Mhm.
So, during quarantine, I was watching another guy's channel, and he was talking about exposure therapy. Are you familiar with that? Okay, so that's for people who feel like uncomfortable in certain situations or scenarios. You may have like almost a phobia of something, like right? You won't do it because you're afraid,
Uh
right?
huh.
So what people tend to do in those moments when they like get presented with a situation is like I'm gonna stay in my comfort zone because I know what's here. I don't know what's gonna happen if I decide to do this over here.
Yeah.
So when I heard about that, I'm like I'm an overthinker. I sometimes do that. I'm like I'm not gonna do this because I don't know what's gonna happen, right?
Mhm.
And I wanted to get better at just make a decision. Like
Yeah.
not everything requires me to have to think so deeply.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like one of the things I learned was if it's not going to bother you 5 years from now, if it's not going to impact you, what are you worried about? Like, why are
Yes.
you really worried about it? So, like, I wanted to go out and like start a YouTube channel where I interview women,
Mhm.
and like we don't know each other, we right? We
Yes.
haven't met
No, we
before this.
don't know.
So I'm coming up to you as an impromptu interview, and I'm gonna ask you all these questions, and then we get to this point, and I want to see can you continue to be comfortable, or do you get to the point where you're like, oh, I'm uncomfortable, or something like that.
Mhm.
And I get many different reactions. I
Yes.
get
Yes.
some women
Yes.
who are open like you, you're just like cool, go along with it. Some women who are like they start to overthink it, and then some women who are like, no, So the whole point is to show those reactions on my channel so that people can learn to be more comfortable with the conversation around feet, right?
Yes.
So like we've been talking about during the interview, like there's a lot of positives that come from feet, like reflexology. We talked about like taking care of your feet, medical pedicures, things like that. These are benefits, right?
Yes.
Without your feet, there's a lot of things you couldn't do. So that's kind of what my channel is geared towards, trying to like give people that information. So through my interactions, it
Yeah,
helps me out.
because feet,
Yeah,
what feet is the one who's carrying all our
all the
weight.
weight. Yes.
So
And so this is something I try to do to give the education from it behind it. So my interaction that helps out. What are your thoughts about my channel? Do you think it's a good thing? What do you think about it?
very good thing,
Very good thing.
because nobody wants to talk about feet.
No, nobody
At
wants to
all.
talk about it, and so it's like for me, it's become something that's kind of been helpful for me to get out of my comfort zone and talking to people and stuff like that. So
Yeah, feet. The mental health is kind of like a lot of people are so private about that.
exactly.
But for me, I think it's better to know someone else like stress or anxiety or whatever mental problem they have.
Yeah,
So we can we can help each other.
yeah, absolutely.
So you can comfort someone else, or
Absolutely.
you can learn someone that has it.
Absolutely. So let's talk about reflexology. You kind of told me you know a little bit about it. I'm going to just give the information and just tell me what your thoughts are. So reflexology is all about the different pressure points you have in your hands and in your feet, right? Those pressure points actually connect to like different parts of your body, your different organs, things like that. So like for example, if you go get a massage, you do acupuncture, acupressure.
I don't get like a good massage in
I
here.
was like, I'll get a chance to do that.
Yeah, no.
But
In Philippines, I was a masseuse. So
really?
yeah, in the gym before
Okay.
I came here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do for the hand
hands.
to score, and then here
Absolutely.
for the lungs. So yeah,
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
it's just connected.
So what are your thoughts about reflexology? Do you think it's a positive thing that people should try
Positive
it?
thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If I have like time to just
Yeah.
like lay down in there
Oh,
for
you would do it. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I find someone that knows how to do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You want the correct person.
Yes,
You don't want
yes,
to
yes,
just
yes,
go
yes,
to anybody.
yes.
Absolutely. So with that being said, usually we get to reflexology. We like to talk about sensitivity, right? How ticklish do you tend to be?
How I take sensitivity?
Ticklish, yeah.
Oh,
How
ticklish?
sensitive are you on your feet?
Not really. It's not really ticklish.
So not really
They're just
sensitive.
only sometimes.
So when you get pedicures, are you ever like
Oh no, in pedicure I'm fine.
you're fine in pedicures? Okay.
It's only when somebody. That's why I said
It depends.
it depends on the person who's doing.
All right. Do you mind if we test it? I have a tool to use. I want to just see like if we can test your sensitivity. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let me have you take your socks off again, and then just tell me where you feel it at the most and which foot is most sensitive. Okay. All right. This is always the most interesting part right here. Because, so usually when people are sensitive, I have a trick for not being sensitive. But since you're not very sensitive, I don't know if it's gonna help you out. We'll see though. You might be very sensitive in this situation. We'll see.
It depends.
Do me a favor. Hold that for me
Okay.
for 1 second. Right.
Hold it for me.
Cool. All right. There we go. All right. And so let me have your toes up. Okay. And so what we're gonna do is gonna start with the right. Tell me if you feel it more and where the area is you feel it at, and then we'll try the left. Okay. All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and. So it's very sensitive.
Yes, right
What's
now.
the scale? 1 to 10. What's the scale?
Probably 8.
It's an 8. Okay. Let's try your left. I want you to tell me if this one is worse. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and
Only
this one's left. So this one's
yes,
left.
left.
What is this one on the scale?
5.
Like a 5. Okay. So I'm gonna try it again, but what I want you to do this time, I want you to wiggle your toes while I'm doing it. You tell me if you feel it more or less. Wiggle. Okay. Is it more or less?
Less.
You know why?
No.
So your brain's connected to every part of your body, right? It sends messages.
Oh,
do
okay.
this, do that, right? So it's almost like a distraction, right?
Oh, okay.
But also at the same time, because you're wiggling your toes, it moves the energy to a different spot. So
okay.
that's a trick for you. If you go get pedicures, they do the pumice stone thing. Just wiggle your toes a little. Let's try the left. Wiggle here, and then is it more or less?
Less.
Less. All right, cool. So last thing I'm gonna have you do, I want you to do a couple exercises. This is the test, like the dexterity and flexibility in your feet. Okay. What I want you to do first, bend your toes, make a fist, just bend them over. Is that easy to do? Is that hard to do?
It's hard to do.
It's a little bit hard. Okay, you can relax. So is it a little painful when you do it?
No.
Okay, but it's kind of hard to get
Yeah,
to
it's
bend
kind
over.
of like
Okay, so a little stiff. A little
yeah,
stiff.
stiff.
Okay, cool, cool. Let me have you next. Let me have you spread your toes. You tell me if you feel. That's easy. Oh, you have a pretty good spread. Pretty good. Pretty flexible. Okay, good. Okay, the last thing I want you to do is just wiggle your toes for about 10 seconds. Tell me if you feel any pain, discomfort, cramping, anything happening after a while. Pretty standard. Nothing too crazy. Okay, cool. That's pretty much it. So, and another thing that you can do in the mornings if you want to loosen up your feet, like to get them more flexible, is you can take a golf ball or a tennis ball. You can roll your foot across it, and actually, what it does is it helps loosen. Actually, I have one with me, so let me have you try that out real quick, and just tell me what you feel. I want you to try it on both feet and just tell me if you feel the difference.
I use my you know the for the baking.
That's what you use.
I put it.
Oh wow. Okay. So let's try the tennis ball first. And then just tell me what are you feeling while you're doing it? Do you
It's
feel
relaxing.
like any muscles?
Relaxing.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's try it on the left. And then
Yeah.
let me get the golf ball ready.
Ooh.
And then try this one. I want you to tell me what you feel with this one instead. Got a lot of stuff going on. All right, cool. So let's try that one. Tell me what you feel with that. You feel it more a little bit? Like it's getting into some of those other areas?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because it depends how pressure you put.
Exactly.
But golf ball is kind of like a little harder. So it's kind of like goes to your... You know what I do in the night? When I have that luxury that I can sleep in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this patch. It came from Japan.
It's a patch?
It's a patch.
Okay.
You put it overnight.
Okay.
And what it does is suck up all your toxin
Interesting.
in your body.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the information from you before we leave about what that is, so I can put it in here. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
You
definitely
just
helpful.
put it and put socks on so that it's not gonna. It's kind of there's a little smell, but but that's the thing that
you need to pull all that out. Absolutely, that's a good thing. Absolutely.
So at least you sleep 8 hours.
Yeah.
So everything, and then in the morning you will just like.
That's dope. That's dope. That sounds good. All right, let's wrap up the interview now. In terms of my approach, when I came up to you, I asked you to do the interview. Did you feel my approach was good? Was it bad? How'd you feel about it?
It's fine.
It was fine? Okay, cool. In terms of the interview, right, start to finish, could you see how everything was going along the line? Did it make sense? Did you learn anything new from the information?
Yes.
Okay. So a lot of new information.
New information, yeah.
Absolutely. The last thing I always ask, something you can say to my channel that can be helpful. Maybe it's a life lesson you learn. Maybe it's some wise words that somebody wants to share with you. Anything that you can say to my channel that could be helpful.
Yeah, that's why I told you earlier that in my own experience that if anybody has this mental health, don't keep it to yourself. I think if you have a trusted friend or member of the family, whoever that you can talk to, talk. It helps talk.
Absolutely.
Read it out.
Absolutely. That's a good one. That's a good one.
And about your feet.
Yeah.
The feet is very important.
Take care of them. Yeah.
Take care of the feet because that's getting all our weight.
Yeah. Once you lose those, man.
And you cannot be moving.
Absolutely.
Your mobility is gonna be done.
Cut down. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Definitely appreciate you stopping to do this interview with us. All right, and we hope that you have a great one. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.